just check we're reasonably well modulating, and we are. And receiver onto AM because I was listening to everybody on single sideband. I can see lots of AM from my good self on the SDR, and I can hear myself on the SDR. So things are obviously working. Yeah, Kieran, I was copying you on that last over, but you're very, very down, and obviously just trying to use the G5RV, and it isn't tuning properly. But thanks so much for coming up, and I've put you in the log of appearing on the net. But we'll wish you 7 threes. Everybody else, I mean, Dave, now I think you're a much better signal without the Chinese power meter in line, so I think that made a big difference to your signal. But likewise, Frank WMR, I actually got, it was actually very, very nice to get rid of all that horrible sideband splatter, which, as you say, wasn't a problem. From they weren't wide or anything, they were just only about a kilohertz and a bit below us. So all right, I will pass it round to Mark at JCF, and hopefully he can come back on AM. It'll be interesting to hear what the FT1 sounds like on AM. Oh yeah, by the way, Frank WMR, I actually went with Frank WMF to buy his FT1 from Harvey Lexton's. So I was with him when he bought it, and he still owns it, and it's still in his shack. So he's never parted with that FT1. He's still got it. So yeah, well remembered on him having an FT1. Right, round to Mark. M0JCF, G0UKN in the group.
G0 UKN, M0 JCF. Just need to back off the drive very, very slightly. That's better. Right, we're down to about 9 watts there. I think I can safely say I'll get away with that. But yeah, using the FT1, receiving you with the FT1 guy, 5 and 9 plus 40 when you weren't speaking, and up to plus 50 on the voice peak. So it gives you an idea of what was happening there. So you were a plus 40 signal dead carrier, I would imagine. You know, what I assumed to be a dead carrier when you was taking a breath, and yeah, you was up to plus 50. So just wondering if A, I'm on frequency, B, what the modulation sounds like, and C, can you actually hear me anyway? The old tuner there having a bit of a fit. I'll hand it round to Frank first. G3 WMR M0 JCF using AM on the Cray Valley top band net.
Yeah, G3 WMR returning on AM and kicking up on speech peaks. So incremental mod. We always used to worry about decremental mod and incremental mod in the good old days. Everyone's coming through well. It remains to be seen how the weaker stations fare, but on the last SSB round I was getting Dave NOW no trouble, Frank FDP, and Kieran reasonably well, but Kieran's not a particularly strong signal with me. But the move and frequency definitely helped. Yeah, David, I also use that Derby SDR. I found it one of the best. It's a dedicated top band one for a start, which most of the others aren't. The G4FPH one, I think, goes top band at night and 80 metres daytime, or it was doing at one point. But in the evenings, I use the Derby one, late evening, for listening to all the nets, including the, I think, Thursdays and Sundays that the Derby group themselves have a net on 1942. It's called 1942.net, the website anyway. But every morning at 10 o'clock in the morning, they get up on 1942 at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I can only just hear them ground wave if I'm lucky. So on the radio, so I go on their SDR, and then I get superb copy from their net, And it's one of the most interesting nets you could possibly listen to, because they're all very bright lads. Most of them are knocking on a bit. I call them lads, but most of them are probably knocking on my age, or a little bit younger. And the topics are always interesting. They're a very quick-witted group. They're definitely on my wavelength as far as sense of humour and worldly experience appear to be. You know, they're a very witty bunch and a joy to listen to. So if you want some upmarket listening with quick overs, you can't beat listening to them at 10 o'clock in the mornings. They're not at all backbiting or anything like some of the late night top band nets are. They're just very good. I hardly ever seem to double with each other. So I usually listen to them between 10 and 11 in the morning for a bit of background chat radio. You know, it's better than medium wave. So far everyone's very good. Sounding nice on AM, and in fact, when Guy first went over to the AM mode, I was still listening on SSB, but when I switched to AM, the audio leapt out even better, so very good. And thanks for the fill-in on Frank Rhodes' FT1. Came from Harvey Lexter. Yeah, okay. So there's the thing. I knew you were the rig historian of the Cray Valley there, Guy. Round to the lorry, G4 FAA, from G3 WMR and the net.
Yeah, Roger, from Golf 4 Foxtrot Alpha Alpha. Guy, report my signal over. Nothing heard. Frank, G3 WMR, do you copy over?
Yeah, about 40 over 9.
Blimey. Okay. Yeah, well, I can only reiterate what's been mentioned already, that on AM tonight anyway, although obviously on my ICOM it's half AM, signals are extremely better, much better. I don't properly understand it, but then I haven't been in radio long enough. I think that's more or less everything from me for the night, folks. Obviously this KW204 transmitter will have to go on the bench and drown it in switch cleaner and a few other things and see why it's playing up tonight. So there we go. That's life. I think I'd pass it on to an NOW, but I couldn't read it really on sideband. And Frank FTP on sideband, we came up to 3 and 1 or thereabouts, 3 and 2 maybe, on the last over. I still couldn't really copy you. And Kieran, CHP, couldn't even tell there was a carrier there. Right, G4NOW to take, Golf 4 Foxtrot, Alpha Alpha is listening to the end. Take it away, Dave. Take it away, Dave NOW.
In case I'm not making much of an impact, I can probably give me some idea. I wish everybody 73s. I won't hold it. You were quite in the noise there for me. I don't know why, Laurie. Bit concerned what's going on here, but I won't hold it. I'll pass it over to Dave now. M0 Whiskey Delta Tango from Golf 4 November Oscar Whiskey.
Mike 0 Whiskey Delta Tango receiving on the net. Just about copied there, Dave, but better on the AM since you've removed that power meter than what you was earlier in the net on SSB. So yeah, that's done the trick by the sounds of it. I love the sound of the top band net when guys tuning up the transmitter. That just that sound of the the carrier beating down in frequency until he's on frequency. I just think it's great. It's something that I guess you don't really get with the modern transmitters, because you can't really adjust the frequency while you're transmitting. I think and most of them lock it. But yeah, it was quite interesting. Mark, NCIJCF, as far as I can tell, you're bang on frequency to me. So Guy, great signal, 59 plus 20, and lovely audio, much better than the much better audio than the SSB. I suppose that's the transmitter you're on, plus the benefits of AM. Again, Mark, massive signal, 59 plus 30, great. Frank, you're 59 plus 20. Laurie, again, 59 plus 20. Dave now on AM, 59, but readable, just above my noise level. And the other Frank FDP, I'll give you your report on the next round. So I'm just going to pass it on to you now. G0 FDP from M0 WDT.
Yep, okay Dave, M0 WDT on AM now from G0 FDP. Well, actually, fact, your signal is 59 plus 20, Dave, no problem at all. And also the other Dave, G4NOW, you're 59 plus 20 as well on AM as well, no problem at all there. Laurie, not too loud, probably just about hear him on AM, bit noisy low down that end at where you are, Laurie, but not too much of a problem. I can hear you, but very noisy on the AM side. And obviously Marv's no problem at all. And hopefully, I don't know what Kieran's going to be doing, because I couldn't hear him at all last time, even on SSB, so maybe he's giving it up now for the AM side, but we'll wait and see. Anyway, this is my actual transmission on AM, so what do you think of that one, Dave? Just put it back to you, M0WDV. Back to you, Dave. Back to you, Dave, WDV.
WDT, yeah. I think Kieran's next. Is Kieran there? Golf 8 Charlie Hotel Bravo.
Well, I'm just asking you, Dave, what's my transmission like on AM, as you've not heard me before?
Oh, ever so sorry. Yeah, you're 59 plus 10, Frank. A good signal.
Right, thanks, Dave. I'll put it round to GHCHB. Kieran, can you hear me on the AM side? Over to you.
Well, I don't know about anybody else, but I'm getting nothing from Kieran at the moment.
No, nothing this end.
Nothing from me either.
Yeah, I don't think that Kieran is. I don't think that Kieran's actually coming back on AM. So we'll take it to the top of the list now. Maybe AM's just not going to work this evening for me particularly well on the receive side, because I really struggled with Frank WMR and I really struggled with Laurie FAA, unfortunately. But as they're in the middle and other people are hearing them, maybe it's less of a problem. But if I don't come back with any answers to your questions, Laurie and Frank, apologies, but I'm really not hearing you very well. but cannot be helped. Cannot be helped. It's just one of those things. It might even be better on the next over. I was hearing Frank WMR better on the Western SDR than I was locally, which is quite ironic. And thanks very much for the nice comments on the good audio, Dave WDT. Yeah, this is the oldest transmitter I possess, and it dates from around about late 1958. So it's coming up to 65 years old. But it does AM properly, and I'm sitting there watching the. I could actually turn the grid drive up about 1 milliamp. There we go, and we're looking at the. I'm looking at the PA current, and the PA current spot on where it should be, and I go around to the mod, and we've got 100% modulation. So it's doing everything it's supposed to, and it's not too bad on frequency at the moment. It's a little bit off, but this is AM, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, Mark, that the FT1 didn't sound too bad at all on AM. It didn't sound wonderful. It wasn't high-level mod, but it sounded okay. Perfectly Q5 readable. Everybody I could hear was Q5 readable, so 59 for WDT, 59 plus for NOW, 59 for FDP, 59 for JCF. It was just I struggled with Laurie and Frank WMR, but can't be helped. It's just how I'm receiving them. I think it's possibly the orientation of this aerial doesn't help. I really must have a go at a proper vertical and see what happens with that. Right, round to Mark. M0 JCF, G0 UKN in the group.
G0 UKN, M0 JCF, and watching my needles flicking all over the place as it tries to catch up. But I'll give reports. Let's have a look. My little notebook here. I'll give you reports for AM. Everyone I could hear. Everyone's audio was on par almost with broadcast radio stations, as I used to listen to them, shortwave, that is, shortwave AM broadcast stations. Lovely audio. So G0 UKN Guy plus 50, G3 WMR Frank plus 50, G4 FAA Laurie plus 40, Dave G4NOW plus 40. Now M0 WDT David, I want a new needle from you, thank you very much. I don't think I've ever given somebody a plus 70 before, but yeah, plus 70. And G0 FDB Frank also plus 50. Everyone had a forward swing on the needle as I was seeing it, so everyone had a little bit of upward modulation. And let's see, is there any other notes that I've made? No, not really. I was waiting for Kieran to come back. I heard Kieran on his LSB transmission say that he was using a G5 RV and that he probably wouldn't be coming back. He was going to leave it at that. So that's all we got. For those that are interested, I've made videos of the LSB net, and I'm making a video of the AM net. Those that know me know that I've got a YouTube channel. It's nothing serious. It's not, I don't ask for subscriptions and notification bells and all that old tosh. I don't monetize it. I would imagine YouTube do monetize it. They probably stuck adverts in all over the place by now. I've got well over 300 videos. And anyway, the short and the long of it is the 2 videos I've made tonight will be on there. I will post up the link, but what you're looking for is M0 JCF ham radio, and you can then see what you sound like on this FT1 that I think we said was Collins before it was Mal's. and yes, it has got issues, it has got problems, so it's no great surprise that, you know, the modulation might be off. I'm using the hand microphone. I did go to use the MD1, but as I say, I think it's got a fault either on the cable or on the switch, and it automatically starts to scan upwards, so you know, I've been using it for a while, but you know, these old radios and microphones, they've probably been sitting around for a while and just needed a bit of TLC. But me being a bull in a china shop, I just jump on top of everything, switch it on, crank it up and get going, you know. I worry about it when it dies, not when it's a bit sick. All right, round to you now, Frank. A G3 WMR M0 JCF in the Cray Valley top band net AM.
Yeah, from G3 WMR, BBC quality all around. I wish I'd had this radio back in the days when old Cyril G2FNT used to run the Sunday evening net, which I know Larry used to take part in. It would have been nice to have had this radio back then. I remembered the name of the microphone. It was an Adonis microphone is the other one I've got, Adonis. Widely called Adonis, when I would call it Adonis, simply because I don't call Venus Venus. So quite why they get called Adonis, I don't know, but I've got an Adonis in the loft, and I could sit there admiring it all day, but I've never used it as a microphone. Anyway, I'll probably make this my last because I've got some phone calls to return, so I'll be listening round. Very good night to everyone. Thanks for all the reports and for the enjoyable company on this once a month do. Maybe, just maybe, try and get a better aerial up. It looks like I'm all right for getting into the SDRs, even if I don't get into Elton that well. All the best. Round to you again, Larry. G4FAA and the net G3WMR.
Yeah, many thanks, Frank from Golf 4 Foxtrot Alpha Alpha. Yeah, nothing much to add, except I've been watching on the AM side, the hack green thing, and it's interesting how the intensity of the display varies cyclically. About every 10 to 15 seconds it gets fainter and then brighter. You know, there we go. Okay, well, I think that's me finished. Did I mention anything? Yeah, Guy, I didn't gather whether you were using the Vanguard or the FT1, but I suspect it's probably the latter. And that time round on AM signal reports were as before. I couldn't copy Kieran at all, nor NOW, but everyone else I could copy, and as someone mentioned, the extra sideband goes quite a long way to improving the fidelity of the audio. Right, 7-3s everyone, good night, and I'll pass it round to NOW, who probably is not getting me anyway. G4NOW today, Golf 4 Foxtrot Alpha Alpha, now QRT the frequency.
I think you passed it too, but I'm having difficulty hearing you, Laurie. Sorry if I'm babbling with anybody, but struggling a bit here with Frank as well. Very hard. It's strange propagation, so I won't hold it if it's one way from me and it's one way from a couple of the others. So I wish everyone 73s and hopefully we get better conditions next time. So back over to you, Dave. Mike 0 Whiskey Delta Tango. This is Golf 4 November Oscar Whiskey in the beginning of the month, Cray Valley, top band net. Over to you, Dave.
Mike 0 Whiskey Delta Tango. Thanks, Dave. All received. Yeah, this will be the last over from me as well this evening. Thanks, Guy, for running the net, and I hope everyone has a good evening. Mark, thanks for the, I think the first ever plus 70 and I've ever had. Are you sure it's plus 70? Maybe I'll live next door to you. He made me double check my my rig, and it is set to 8 watts, so I'm very impressed with that plus 70 and the BBC audio quality report. So thanks very much. I have subscribed to your channel because I've been watching a few of your 10-meter QSOs the last couple of weeks. So great stuff, yeah. With that, thanks everyone, and 73. Until next time. Passing to Frank now. Golf 0 Foxtrot Delta Papa from Mike 0 Whiskey Delta Tango.
Yep, okay Dave, no problem at all there from M0WDT from GCFD3. Yep, well, I've just wrote down all the list of all those that I've heard and what the strengths are. Well, Mark is 5 and 9 plus 40. G3WNR just a 5 and 9. G4 Fox Alpha was just under the 9, about 5 and 8. Dave and Davis 5 and 9 plus 10 to me, no problem at all. And yourself there, Dave, M0WDT, you're 5 and 9 plus 20. That's all I've been hearing this evening, no problem on AM there. Couldn't hear Karen, because I don't think he's actually doing the AM side anyway. So with that, we're doing a great job there, Guy. Thanks very much for running the top down net on this first Monday in the month. So I'll put it back to you to do what you normally do, tie the ribbons up. From G0, Foxtrot, Delta Papa. Over to you, Guy.
Yeah, G0 FDP, Golf 0 Uniform Kilo November returning. Cool, I'm very, very strong into... I'm hearing myself here. I'm very strong into the SDR at the moment. Blimey, 5.9 into the SDR at Western Supermare. So I'm going to turn that down because I'm listening to myself and that does my head in. Yeah, Frank WMR, I got his last over by listening to it on the SDR. Laurie, you were a better signal on AM on the last over, so I heard you directly, but wasn't hearing you through the SDR. I was hearing FD. I wasn't hearing FDP through the SDR. Was hearing JCF and was hearing Mark without any problem through the SDR, and WDT through the SDR as well. But so conditions are changing, and there is some skywave there for us all to hear. But okay, well, nice to hear everybody this evening. Sorry, I am a bit high on frequency at the moment, but you'll all hear me okay. I'm wide enough. Thanks very much, everybody, for coming up. We had, altogether, we had 8 on the net, including myself, which is not too bad. And some nice chats about everything. Nice to have an FT1 to FT1 chat with you, Mark. I'm still waiting for that illustrious day when you let me know that you've got the AT5 up and working, and we can have an AT5 to AT5 contacts. That's the one I want to hear. And I might actually switch on the KW160 1 week, and we'll have a KW160 going on AM. But I must admit, I'm rather addicted to this Vanguard. It really does go well on on AM. So and I'm trying to sort of stick to it. It's a lovely old rig to use, and it just cruises along. Right, 7-3s to everybody. Thanks so much for coming up on the net. Have a very good week. Maybe speak to you on one of the other nets that Frank runs later on, if I get to them. Otherwise, speak to you this time next month on the top band net again, and see you all Thursday. And we'll be doing some antenna talk stuff on Thursday. And I've pulled together some slides, which I'm just going to refer to as we talk. So not sort of going to be a set agenda thing. It's just like, let's talk about how people do stuff, how you can do stuff, and pick people's brains, and it won't be just me. I think we're going to have a bit of a sort of panel evening. Okay, 7-3s all, have a very good evening. This is Golf 0 Uniform Kilo November. I'm a little bit above 1910 kilohertz, closing down the Cray Valley first Monday of the month top band net from G0 UKN, just listening for any calls before going.
Yeah, cheers for that, Guy. Much appreciate you running the net as always. I know I wasn't on it last month. And AT5s, yeah, I've only got 3 of them, so you'd think I'd better get something running, wouldn't you? I'll give it a go at some point. I might even have to drop round your QTH for you to just check over my handiwork on the restorations. Okay, everyone, bye-bye for now. M0JCF, also clear.
Yeah, 73's Guy from Frank.
Mike 0, Sierra Juliet Whiskey for a signal report.
Oh, blimey. Hello, Sam. Slightly late on parade, sir.
Yeah, just a little bit. Sorry. I ended up at the Scout planning meeting at the classroom tonight for a little bit longer than I intended. I was hoping to make it home for at least the whole of the AM section, but I've been listening for the last 4 or 5 minutes while I got the rig set up on a different radio tonight. So just wanted to grab a quick signal report and audio report, if I may. The radio IC706 Mark II, not a Mark 2G, just a Mark II. Picked up at Hamzilla, not because I wanted the radio, because I wanted all the accessories it came with. So the radio is actually going on to somebody else. G0 UKN, M0CW.
Yeah, M0SJW, G0 UKN. You are you're making it into the Western SDR. The audio is sort of what I'd expect from low-level modern AM, but it's very crisp and clear. Yeah, it sounds fine, Sam. It is what it is. It sounds great on AM. No problem at all. It's not distorted, and you're a good strong signal. M0SJW, G0 UKN.
Yeah, from M0SJW. Okay. Just looking at the power here, running about 5 watts, but SWR is a bit high actually, 2 to 1. Need to do some antenna investigations. Haven't been on top band this year yet, so probably need some TLC. Probably the one of the switch boxes, remote switch boxes, is full of water or something. But thank you very much for the audio reports, and yeah, not expecting anything fancy audio-wise, but at least sounding okay. And thanks for checking the remote SDR as well. Means we're actually making some distance. But yeah, 5 watts of carrier that was. Sorry, probably just around 20. I haven't actually got a PEP meter here, but around 20, I'm guessing. Okay. Well, thanks for the report. I'll leave you to the rest of your evening, and hopefully I'll make it on a bit earlier for the next one. G0 UKN, M0CW.
Yeah, cheers, Sam. Nice to hear you. Have a good rest of your evening, and 7-3s to any shortwave listeners we may have, as they say. Cheers and beers from G0 UKN.
Yeah, thanks, Guy. And I will just mention the radio's going to Faye, M7 Papa Hotel Mike, who did the foundation. So staying within Cray Valley, which is nice. 7-3, cheers and beers.
Yeah, excellent. Good to know she's going to get on the air. Cheers.